we doing? Mm-mm. How are we do? Hey, Star Fam. Oh, I haven't sang our song in a minute because I cannot find my freaking tambourine. I don't know where it is. I don't know if I've left it in Atlanta, if I left it in Philly. Like, I live too many places, guys. I live far too many places. Anyway, we're going to do it old school style. Old Negro spiritual style. So come on in the room. Whoa, come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? Now you sing, come on in the room. Whoa, come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. I said we got so much to talk about. I said we got so much to talk about. Thank God I'm back in the gym. So won't you come on in there? Come on. How are we doing, Star Fam? Thank you so much for joining me. I told you we would have an earlier live today. I wanted to make it earlier, but here's the thing, guys. I think because I work in LA exclusively now, all of my business stuff happens here. Like my doctor's here, like everything is here. Everything is here now. So like every call, every meeting happens like during the day this time. Lives for me are easier to do on the East Coast because the people who would be calling me are asleep by the time I'm doing lives on the East Coast. So I wanted to do one at 12, but it was so chaotic. It was so chaotic. I wanted to do one at 2. Too chaotic. I literally just got off a call to get here, 3:15? I wanted to be here at 3, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, child. The life of a star. Hey, Vodka, how are you? We definitely need to talk. I got that news today. I said, hold on one second, Drag Race. We'll get to you tomorrow. Thank you, the waiting room, for being here. Waiting room said, I'll be on my way home, but I'll be watching. I know that's right. Guys, give me a thumbs up if you think I should do a podcast, because I've been thinking about it. And I was just like, I feel like everybody's jumped on the podcast bandwagon. And it's just like, I don't know if I want to saturate that market, because I was thinking about it and then I was just like, I'm fine here. But then I was also thinking about with how rapidly my schedule is changing, a podcast might be a podcast might be a way to hold us over until I can get to the lives. It just seems like a more feasible option for me as I, do career stuff and this, because I want to be consistent in both. So let me know. I was just thinking about it yesterday and I was just like, you know what, maybe, I don't know, maybe I should do a podcast. But right now, like, podcasts are just so negative. Like, somebody says they're doing a podcast, you're just like, oh my God, are you going to overthrow the free world? Because people are using their podcast platforms to cause so much harm. So much harm. And I'm just like, I don't want to be considered one of those people, but it just seems like it might just be easier for me to do, especially when I'm traveling. So let me know. Let me know what you guys think. And if you're in Replay Gang, put it in the comments to let me know. E for Empathy said, yes, I'm ready for this live. Thank you for being here. Toya Star is here. Hey, Sarah. Hey, LB. Simply Simone said, today has been a day. Simply Simone, today has been a day. And I will say, on TikTok, it has been a week or two. The Blacks are fighting on TikTok. It's insane. It's insane. It's so messy everywhere. Everywhere is so messy. But this is what it was like in 2016. So I don't know how so many people voted that man in again, because he is a chaos agent and we're under his leadership. So of course, all we, are dealing with now and are bombarded with is absolute chaos. Yikes. We're starting with her. We are starting with her. Hey, Lucky, how are you? I'm telling you, when I saw that information, that's how I was like, prison? Oh my God. Ashley, thank you so much. Ashley said, I already like this live. Oh, my manners. Guys, please like the live. I forgot about that. This is how you know that I just enjoy coming on here being with you guys. because I don't do the things that I'm supposed to do to like make this profitable. Please like the live. If you like the live, what does it do? If you like the live, it shows the YouTube algorithm that I am somebody to watch. Thank you guys. Hey, Alicia said, hey, y'all. Hey, Nikki and Mama Star. Mama Star is on her way. I wanted her to be on this live, but she's booked and busy too. Victoria said, so happy to catch this live. So happy to have you here, Victoria. Hey, sup, people. Hey, Kiki, how are you? Hey, Megan. Messy, but that's gonna be my intro. So, hey, LV. Megan said, hey, y'all, and Nikki, RMP. Oh my gosh, that's another thing. My family was heartbroken. Harriet the Spy. If you don't know, trigger warning, Michelle Trachtenberg, also known as Harriet the Spy, has passed away at 38. It has been said that it's not like there was nothing, suspicious about her death. It is being alluded to, but not confirmed, that she had complications with a liver transplant. So rest in peace to Harriet the Spy. Just a day. Just a day. Vodka said we missed you, but you're right on time for your care and take. Thank you. Come on in. Hey, Catherine, how are you? Hey, Desiree, how are you? So Steph said you right on time. Yeah, we're doing her first. We have to. Absolutely. She clearly has a problem. Clearly. Hey, Nisha. Nisha said, hi, everyone. I was here last night, but fell asleep. Philly time. Yes. Was late. Nikki, I missed your instant humor, knowledge, and beautiful soul. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. Hi, Star family. Love is truly blind. Pick self-love. That's the thing. And I hope for those who have watched and those who are watching, thank you, Nisha. I hope that's what you took away from my live. I am not, and I don't feel like women have to say this because men are privileged, and the privileged should always shut up and listen because you experience the world and see a world that the underprivileged will never see. So you need to listen to the disadvantaged voices. So I'm not one to be like, I'm not a man hater. But for people who are just discovering me, I am very pro girls and gays. Like this, I've always said that I have made this space for the girls and the gays, especially the Black ones. Everybody else is a guest. Let's act accordingly. You know what I mean? So I've always said that. But if you're just discovering me in my last live, I do not want you ever to think that I don't, want women to find love and be in relationships. I just don't want women to be enslaved. I don't want us, Gen Z, millennials, Gen Alpha, Gen X, I don't want us to live a life that the women who came before us fought so hard for us not to live in. And so many of our rights are constantly being taken away from us because the people who have had the privilege and living in the freedom that others that came before them fought for are not fighting to maintain those privileges. And I just want to let women know that the propaganda, especially younger women, because your brains ain't fully developed, you ain't been in a lot of relationships, you don't know how these nig-nogs move, right? So I'm just sounding the alarm that you are going to sign your death certificate if you are not careful. Watch what's happening. Watch the propaganda. Watch what you are consuming. Make sure you are consuming stuff that makes you feel good about yourself. You should not be listening to someone who is giving you advice, and when you're done listening to them, or because everybody, now you're into these dating coaches and all of this stuff. You don't need a dating coach. You don't need somebody to teach you how to be a human being. That was your parents' job, right? And if they failed in that, somebody on the internet who is making a buck off of you feeling bad about yourself is not somebody you need to be getting relationship advice from, because there are so many Kevin Samuels and so many Kavina Samuels who are taking that spot by rage baiting you, by demeaning you, by telling you these things that are not true. So I just want you to be conscious about the content that you consume, because you got one life to live. You, especially as a woman, as soon as you become a wife and a mother, it's a wrap. It's so hard for you to fight for yourself. We're going to talk about it, but you're going to end up like Kyle. Kyle in the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She got all this money, living in this big home, and she's sitting here does not know what to do with herself because she gave her life over to marriage and motherhood at 19. Now she damn near 60 trying to figure out who the hell she is. You should enjoy life too. As a woman, you should enjoy life too. You should take the opportunities that are presented for you. You are not made to serve and die for the opposite gender or for the children you produce. You are a person, you have a personality, you have a life, you have desires. You should be able to live and achieve those things as well. I know it's I know it's the right thing to say, I guess, in a society that, oh, my life and my joy are my children. I'm just happy if my family's happy. As long as my husband is okay. Girl, what about you? It's time to be selfish. It's time to be selfish because you are living in a time where, honey, all of those things are about to be taken away from you. You already can't make decisions about your own body if you live in a red state. That's all. So I just want to be kind. I don't want you to click off my video and go punch your husband in the chest. Maybe if he deserved it, but I just want you to be conscious of the fact that I'm just sounding the alarm because we're in a very dangerous time, especially as women, especially as Black people, especially as immigrants, especially as a trans person. Like, it's a very dangerous time. So I'm just sounding the alarm. That's all. That's all. I hope that I encouraged you, and I hope that, hope I got the word out. But I don't want you to cuss your kids out and be like, Nikki done said I done gave all my life to you. I'm sick of it. Go make your own self a sandwich. The kid is 4. Like, make the kid a sandwich. You know what I mean? Anyway, hey, Reality Tees, how are you? Hey, Alana, how are you? Hey, Tia, how are you? Listen, can I tell you? Nothing but the Lord. Nothing but the Lord. I am booking work in a time where my industry is essentially dead. Nothing but God. I am so thankful. And thank you for praying for me and encouraging me, because those prayers were heard and felt. Okay? I'm a living testimony. Thank you so much. The Dear Show podcast said, Nikki, please tell us you have thoughts on Bose from Beverly Hills and her basically being a surrogate to that. We're going to talk about it, child. We are going to talk about it. Kiki said, I would love that, but I also really love these lives so much and how we interact. Me too. I'm just saying, I don't want to be gone for like a month or 2 weeks or just a few days, because I just feel like, I don't like not being consistent, right? Like, you all know, if I'm not here, I'm here, I'm working, or like something has happened within my family. That's the only time I would drop this. So I just want to just keep a consistency. And I think that would be, but these are not going away. I enjoy these too. I know. I'm going to be better about that, Elle. I'm going to be better about that. But yes to the podcast. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. They're about to limit us everywhere. It's too much going on. It's too much going on. Hey, Sha, how are you? And said, you can just record these lives and repost them as podcasts later that day or on the next day. Give us options on how to view or listen, plus podcasts will introduce you to a whole new audience. That's a great idea. Never thought of it that way. Thank you, M. Thank you, N. Susan said, was wondering what you've been thinking about The Bachelor. I've DVR'd most of it and only made it through 1 or 2 so far. I can't get into it like usual. Something seems off. We'll talk about why it's off. Same. Jasmine said, hey, Nikki, watching The Bachelor for the first time. I don't know who will win or who will become the Bachelorette. Child, me either. Hey, IA, thank you for being here. Megan said, is Karen the lady that was on Beyond the Gates? I can't believe that's how you know Karen. Yes, Megan. Yes, that was her. Hey, Essence, thank you for being here. Hill with Nona Black TV said, hi, Nikki, been missing you. Hope all is well. All is well. Thank you so much for being here, Nona. Thank you, Sha. Thank you so much. So happy to see you, Miss T. and yes to the podcast. Awesome. And we're going to end with Priscilla because this was so sweet. Priscilla said, I can literally hear or see you all day. Thank you, Priscilla. I love you guys. Let's get into it. First of all, before we get into it, I can't find my clicker. I'm telling you guys, this weekend, I can't this weekend. Sometime next week, I'm going to find my tambourine and my clicker. I'm going to find it and we're going to get into it. But thank you so much, Trent. Trent said, Happy Black History Month, y'all. Thank you so much, Trent. Well, I know that's right. Have we seen Trent's picture? Hi, Trent. How you doing? Thank you so much for the super chat. Cha-ching. Thank you, Trent. Ciao. All right, Star family, let's get into it. First, we're going to start off with Miss Karen, the Grand Dame. So literally, guys, like in my bed, checking my phone, bam. Real Housewives of Potomac star Karen Huger sent to prison. Prison! The Grand Dame. Is she going to go to the same prison as Jen Shah? At this point, Bravo just needs to open up a prison. They need to have their own prison because so many of their talent gets locked up. Like, this is insane. Let's read it. Let's bring up her picture. Let's bring up the Grand Dame. This article is I've received this information by way of People Magazine. Karen Huger. Oh, wait. Hold on. I think I have something for that too, right? Did I take a picture of it? I did. I did. Oh no, I got it up here. Anyway, let's just read it. Karen Huger sentenced to 2 years in prison after DUI, but will only serve 1 behind bars. A day in prison is too much. For me. The Real Housewives of Potomac star learned the fate of her ongoing legal case on Wednesday, February 26. Karen Huger was back in Montgomery County Circuit Court on Wednesday, February 26, where she was officially sentenced to 2 years in prison with 1 year suspended for her ongoing drunk driving case. The Real Housewives of Potomac star, 61, dressed in all black and with her husband of 28 years, Ray, by her side, will have to serve 5 years probation. She has 30 days to appeal the judge's decision and 90 days to ask the judge to reconsider his order. While taken into custody, Huger told her husband, "You will be all right," and that God's got you, a source on the scene tells People. People has reached out to Huger's rep for comment. Huger was arrested on March 2024 after a single vehicle crash into a street sign 3 miles from her house. Body cam footage later released from the scene showed a visibly intoxicated Huger stumbling and slurring her words while speaking with the police. The Grand Dame invoking the names of everyone from her housewife boss Andy Cohen to deceased President Abraham Lincoln in the process, while admitting to have had a couple of drinks. She was officially charged with a DUI and a DWI. Negligently driving a vehicle in a careless and imprudent manner and endangering property, life, and person, as well as recklessly driving a vehicle in a wanton and willful disregard for the safety of persons and property. Other charges include failure to control vehicle speed on the highway to avoid a collision, driving a vehicle in excess of reasonable and prudent speed on the highway, driving a vehicle she was on a highway with this mess, driving a vehicle on the highway with suspended registration, and failure to notify administration of change of address within 30 days. In December, a jury found Huger guilty on all charges except reckless driving. That's weird. Although we are disappointed in the jury's verdict, we, of course, respect their decision and appreciate their time hearing our case. Huger's then attorney, she since fired him, A. Scott Bolden, told People in an exclusive statement at the time, "We continue to reserve Ms. Huger's right to appeal and intend to fully pursue justice on her behalf. We appreciate your supports and prayers for Ms. Huger. and her family. Then in January, Hugert entered into a private recovery program in Florida. Oh, are you trying to get better? As she later explained, to get to the bottom of taking antidepressants and drinking. The visit meant that she couldn't attend the taping of The Real Housewives of Potomac Reunion season 9. Um, Earlier this month, Huger's new attorney, David Martella, opened up to the Washington Post about the profound impact this has had on Huger, knowing the trial itself is a wake-up call. She was shocked with embarrassment, Martella said, noting that since her return from her 28-day treatment center, oh, mama, you need to go longer. Huger has been active in Alcoholics Anonymous. But prosecutor Jordan Kramer reportedly noted in filings obtained by the outlet that Huger had 3 previous alcohol related traffic cases between 2006 and 2011, including one in which she was found guilty for driving while impaired and another in which she was found guilty for driving under the influence. I will say this. I didn't think that she was going to go to prison. I thought she was just going to get probation and time served because of her stay in rehab, which is why I would have made it longer, Karen. I would have did rehab for 6 months because at least that'll cut down prison time. My God, today, my God, a year in prison. I will say, if she does, when she serves time, I think she might get out earlier if she is a stellar prison mate. You know what I mean? Like, I think she might get out for, I think, what, good behavior. You know what I mean? I think she might get out earlier because American prisons are full because as a capitalist nation, we just imprison everybody so we can get free labor from human beings. It's the American way. So I think she may get out early. So I don't think that she will serve a year in prison. Here is what I will say, Karen. If you and your lawyers are going to fight this, I would be on the side of remorse, and saying something about, I would make it about Ray, how he needs you, and, throw them kids in there, something. I know they're adults, but just be like, they do everything with me. I'm over the finances. I would try to get the judge to have some sympathy, and I would also negotiate and say, hey, listen, can I serve my prison sentence in rehab? Because it's better for you to be in rehab than to be a celebrity in prison. You know what I mean? You're no Beyonce, but people know who you are. And it could go either way for you. I don't think you're made for prison. And I know people just like, oh, she needs to serve time. Yeah, prison is not a rehabilitation center. You get worse. You don't come out the same. It is a lesson learned, but what is the lesson? Torment, like, and I'm not just saying this because I like Karen. Y'all know that I am anti-prison. I'm anti-war. Y'all know these things about me. Um, so yeah, that's concerning. That's really concerning. But if I were her, I would not try to fight this as, oh, I'm innocent. I didn't do anything wrong. I would be like, I did wrong. I did wrong. But this is how the people around me will be affected if I'm not here. And can I say in a rehab facility and extend my probation? I would do whatever I could to get out of prison as much as I could. I really, really would. I think you ended up here anyway because you decided to fight this. Why in the hell would you go to trial? Make a deal. You were drunk. Hubris. Hubris. Anyway, that's my thoughts. What do you guys have to say? Let's get into it. The minute they put me in the interrogation room, what do you need to know? What is the information you need? Don't bring out them cuffs. I'm passing out. I can't do it. I can't do it. I like watching Love at the Lockup always baffles me because I'm just like, these people be having a ball in prison because they can't wait to go back. I don't understand. I do not understand. Um, Paige URL said, yes, a few hours is too much for me to be in prison. I don't know how she'll do a year. That's crazy. But you know what? If they send her to the prison that Jen Shah is at, she might be able to do well because Jen Shah is having a blast. They're always having like some event in prison. She's having so much fun in here. She's having so much fun. Yes. Can the traders producers talk to the judge and be like, listen, we'll have her on the show and we'll watch her. We need her on this season. Like something has to happen. Here's the thing about addiction. We don't know what people's bottom is. You know, we don't know what is the thing that will click and make them stop. So it's like you can be as harsh to these people as much as you want. Um, you could take so many things away. The issue is that they are trying to heal an emotional and traumatic and mental issue with drugs and alcohol. Like you just don't drink and get blackout drunk while taking antidepressants if you're okay. There's something going on here and she hasn't dealt with it. Her way of dealing with it is taking antidepressants and drinking, which is an extremely dangerous cocktail. We don't know what her bottom is. We don't lock her up, right? We don't know if that will stop her from drinking and wanting to get her life on the straight and narrow. She's had 4 DUIs at this point, probably crashed multiple cars and damaged multiple properties. We don't know where her bottom is because a lot of time the bottom is not what's going to change people. It's something else. And a lot of times people think, oh, it's losing property, it's losing money, it's losing your loved ones. The people like that need help. There is something going on. She, whatever is it, whatever happened to her, whatever that trauma was, they left a hole in that lady's soul. And she's drinking it away and throwing drugs at it, and she can't fill it because what she needs to fill that, she got to go get help. And she doesn't want to do that. A lot of people who are addicts don't want to get help. And I don't know what that is. I really don't know why they just don't want to be better. Maybe they think that nothing will help them and they found a comfortable way for them to cope. I don't know, but it, I don't think this will, I won't say I don't think, but I'm just saying, maybe it's because I've dealt with this in my own life with someone like this, or maybe it's because I've watched too much intervention on A&E, a phenomenal channel, that it's just like, you, the person without the addiction, will think, well, this will do it. This will do it because if this happened to me, I would do. You don't have this addiction. You don't know what this lesson will be, or if it will be a lesson, or if it will be enough. We don't know what her enough is. We don't know what her bottom is, or if she even has a bottom, or if this is the bottom. Is it enough to make her want to just cut off alcohol and the antidepressants for good? We don't know. We do not know. I said, I'm sorry, but it's hard to feel sorry for Karen. 4 DUIs is crazy. Yep. Yep. And she needs to be so thankful that she did not kill anyone and herself. E for Empathy said, I'm so mad at Karen. I love her, but she definitely deserves this. I would lose my mind in there for an hour. Hopefully she finally learns her lesson. We will see. Ashley said, you're rich. Why not hire a driver? Ashley, and this goes for all of them wealthy people. The girls are broke. The girls are broke. The two men running our nation, absolutely broke. That's why they're robbing everybody of their Social Security. The girls are broke. The money is not coming in like it used to, and people have to maintain these lifestyles. We know of so many housewives that went into debt trying to keep up with the lifestyle that they told you that they had on this show. She can't afford a driver. The girls are broke. Miss T said it was Thomas Jefferson she referenced. His concubine. What? I gotta go watch it. I didn't watch the whole thing, the whole video of her because it was just disturbing. It was just really sad. Teresa said she wasn't going to stop until she killed someone because how do you get 4 DUIs? Insane. Insane. And if she had enough money, she probably would have got out of this one because that's how she got out the other three. Miss T said, Karen took no accountability. This being the fourth one is crazy work. Absolutely. Blue Jay said, though I'm sad about her situation, she got off lucky. 1 in prison and she only hit an object and not a person. 5 years of probation is tough, but it's better than first degree murder. Absolutely. It was sad. It was really, really sad. Like I watched it and I was just like, oh, she has an issue. This is bad. Bad. Oh, yeah. And she's been suffering for years. Suffering for years. And it's just like, you don't got to tell us. You need to tell somebody what happened and what is going on with you because this is a reaction. This is an outward reaction to something that happened to her internally. And she needs to deal with it. Well, she's getting it, child. She's getting it, Jazzy. The truth said, I love Karen, but she does need to be held accountable, but I still love her. Of course. Of course. Kiki said, I think so too. She'll be out in 6 months. Yeah, good behavior. I hope she don't get no fights or become a king, the queen pin in there. Catherine said, the way she took no accountability, saying she will be vindicating and wanted soldiers to stand by her. Terrible. Terrible. That's what I'm saying. The way she handled this on this season, she don't need to talk to that judge like that. Girl, don't fight this. You need to be humble and sit down. IA said, Karen taking the time to snub Wendy at the reunion instead of repenting told me everything I needed to know. The fame really went to her head. Absolutely. Absolutely. Miss T said, bet Karen isn't going to come back to the show and face the music. I honestly think she will if she has the opportunity because this is like her sole check. Like this is how she makes money. At this point, Karen is taking care of everybody. So she needs this check. She needs this influence. But she better change that spirit. Jazzy said she has had enough time and resources to rehabilitate herself, and she didn't. So since you don't value it, go to jail, directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Hey, Greta, how are you? Average Aspect in the AM said Karen shouldn't be in prison. I firmly agree. A rehabilitation center would be in everyone's best interest. I'm still about abolish prison, abolish contemporary plantations, abolish the police, and I'm right there with you. Cordelia said, how do you feel like Real Housewives of Potomac will do without her? I think without her, it will absolutely suffer because she's interesting. The thing is, she really didn't bring it this season. So we kind of saw what Potomac would be without her. Not good. Teresa said if she had pled guilty, she may have been able to pull that off. I firmly believe that if Karen would have pled guilty, she would have just got probation. She would have just got probation and time served for her stint in rehab, or probably a longer rehab stay. But she wanted to fight it. IA says sad thing is they offered her 30 days in jail at the very start of this, but she went to trial. I didn't know about that offer. You know what? Maybe people just love prison. Maybe people just love prison. I'll never understand this. 30 days in jail or a year? You got 2, girl. Ciao. Ciao. Jen is in there having a ball. I don't know how any of her and her fellow prison mates have a cell phone, but baby, she's having a ball. Miss Brown Sugar said, if seeing her car catch fire wasn't the wake-up call she needed, I don't know what will be. Yeah, we don't know where her bottom is. Exo Christy said, I want to see the mugshot without the wig. Okay. Okay. Oh, Lord. Kiki said, yes, Jen Shaw taking selfies and group pictures in jail. She's having a ball. At this point, they probably need to put all the housewife shows on pause. They're just not delivering. They're not delivering like they used to. Look, I am not anticipating Atlanta. That trailer, both trailers. NC said Karen has been clowning for the past year. Her overinflated ego, deciding to go to trial, purposely excluding Winnie, and her thank yous at the reunion, etc. She did not take this DUI seriously at all. And I think, God, she didn't take it seriously because she's gotten off 3 times. She's gotten off 3 times. Listen, Prison is not about prison or jail in America is not about rehabilitating people or making people serve hard times for their crimes. Like sometimes that happens, like people, or you did a bad thing, you go to prison. Sometimes that happens. The majority of the time is the people who should be incarcerated are able to pay their way out of it. Are able to pay their way out of it. If you have the money, you're not going to do any prison time. You can become president. So that's why I'm abolish prison because it is very, it's slave labor, right? And it is very abusive and it takes advantage of poor and working class people. Karen should have been in prison. First DUI. Like we're at the fourth one now. So an example has to be made out of her. And she's only getting a year. Had she been working class, we wouldn't see her for 20 years. Miss Marshall said Jen is in federal prison. Okay. Oh, she's going to county jail. Oh, okay. Oh, is that worse? It seems like the federal prisons are fun. Let me shut up. Tia said I've learned through personal experience. Some people don't have a bottom. Yeah. Some people don't have a bottom. Some people actually lose their lives. A lot of people lose their lives to their addiction. We don't know if this will be enough for her. We do not know. We do not know. Ms. Marshall said, yes, addiction is about much more than what's on the surface, but drinking and driving is reckless and an imbalance of risk versus consequences. Absolutely. But here's the thing. If she's doing all that stuff to her body, especially at 61, she doesn't care about herself either. And that's what happens to a lot of addicts. They get to a point where nothing matters. They do not care. And they become very reckless to themselves and everyone around them. That's why this is very concerning. I'm just like, y'all sending her to prison. She needs help. Something is wrong. Like this lady is suicide at this point. Like, why are you putting this stuff in your body, especially at 61? IA said, didn't the judge tell Karen off for going to rehab for 2 days or something like that? I think that was the second time. Ryan said, hey, Nikki, I saw your commercial. I screamed. Congrats. Thank you so much, Ryan. Miss Brown Sugar said, I'm sad for her struggle with alcoholism, but furious about her willful choice to drive and deny the deflect responsibilities when caught. Yep. Yep. You know what? Thank you. I never even thought about that. I'm thinking about car service. Sorry, I'm back in LA. The bougie mindset has set in. Yeah. Yeah, Uber. But you know what? Is she probably thinking about exclusivity because she's probably like, well, I don't want, because Ubers, they record the ride. So she's probably thinking, well, I don't want anybody. She probably wasn't thinking. I don't know. There were so many other options. Ugh, sad. Yeah, that's the thing. You just can't, an addict is always lying. They're just deceptive people. They're just deceptive people. Yep. And they're poor and working class. Teresa said, when I saw the video, I couldn't believe she didn't plead guilty, if not only to prevent her family from seeing the video, especially her daughter. You know what, guys? I don't think she saw it. I do not think she saw it. IA. Child, Karen, when you come back, you got to put it all on the table. Honey. You're going to earn this check now. You're going to earn this check 4 times is scary. 4 times is, oof, one. Well, you know what? She's so mad. She might just use it. Absolutely. It will be a downfall, Jazzy. Donna said these celebrities are so worried about public opinions instead of common sense. The level of narcissism and inability to take accountability. Yep. I did not know that. Tiara's opinion says she got a DUI while one was pending in 2006. She's had a problem for a while. Hey, Alma, thank you for being here. Let me get 2 more, and then we're going to move on to the reunion. A 3-part reunion for this season is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Been a no. Been a no. Josie said Karen better be careful before she becomes another Wendy Williams. Child, did y'all see what's happening with Wendy? Another time. Another time. Surrey County. She better. She better. Oh, so it was handed over to her. She saw Karen, you saw that video and still tried to fight this? Janie Marshall said, "Pray to God Karen got a wake-up call. If she hadn't, she would have harmed someone or worse." I hope so as well. I hope that this is the one for her. If not, very scary about what could be next. Insane. Insane. F. Tinney said, "It's how some folks are still caping for her to this day. Are people really that cool with drinking and driving? Y'all didn't have dare officer." I'm telling you, I feel like millennials, we live in a different world. We live in a different world. Like the way Gen Z be doing them drugs, I'm like, nobody had dare. Nobody had McGruff taking a bite out of crime. Nobody had, we got to bring back them, this is your brain on drugs commercials. Like, they made sure we didn't do drugs and that we did not smoke and that we were not getting pregnant as teens. Like, I will say, society really looked out for millennials. It's a different time now, child. We kind of need her back. Robin this season with Karen would have made this season interesting. Donna said, "Yep, the judge said the paint hadn't even dried." Oh my gosh. I thought the video was released after. Miss Brown Sugar said, "Oh, she saw that court evidence. She saw it in the fact her earlier proceedings were an attempt to suppress the footage." Because this is the thing, guys. She was able to do this before, but the money runs out. That's why Diddy is locked up. The money ran out. After Cassie took him, did that whole, put all that stuff out, her lawyers put all that stuff out, and they settled. I think she took a majority of what he had financially. And so he couldn't pay off people and fight stuff like he used to because he has stayed out of prison for so long. And now you don't have the money. That's why R. Kelly is locked up. He don't got the money. Because you got to have a lot of money to pay these people off because everybody in America can be bored, unfortunately, except the New York DA. But now they getting rid of him, or they're quitting because of who's in office. But that DA, the New York DAs, they were giving checks and balances to everyone. That's how it should be, but that's not how it is. I did not know that Anna said defendants see all of the evidence before they go to trial. What? Oh yeah, I'm glad you fired your lawyers because that was a terrible move. Yup, Sonya Lee, 1 year, 1 year. Like I feel like there was a dare assembly every year in school. I feel like I've seen one every year. And listen, do y'all remember that video of them kids doing drugs by the train tracks? And one got ran over, he got decapitated. Do y'all remember that? We were scared straight. We were scared straight. That's why millennials barely smoke. You think we would touch a vape? Do y'all know what we went through? Remember that lady with the thing? I smoked all of my entire life and look at me now. That scared the heebie-jeebies out of me. Oh my God. We need to scare these kids straight again. We need to scare them straight. Jazzy said, "I thought they were a little mean to Mia, like nothing she's doing is harming the cast, unlike Giselle and her lies about people's lives. They weren't even this hard on Karen." Yeah, for some reason they are like siding with Ray, which is very, very. We need to get Beyonce. Yes, I said Beyonce. We need to get Beyonce and Spider-Man. What's his name? Zendaya's boyfriend or fiance, I think. Need to get them in them truth commercials. We need to bring them back. We need to get them brain on drugs. We need to get Beyonce in her Levi's jeans in a commercial wielding a cast iron skillet and saying, this is your brain on, this is your family. Y'all remember that? This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. And this is your family. This is your job. Oh my God. And remember that commercial where the father runs into his room and he's like, this kid is doing, I think he's holding up cigarettes. Where did you get this from? Who taught you how to do that? And then there's a silence and the kid just takes off his headphones and he looks at his dad. And he says, you, Dad, I learned it from watching you. And then we cut to the dad sitting in the couch all depressed. And then you hear the voiceover. Parents who use drugs, kids who use drugs have parents who use drugs. They said this generation will not be crackheads. And it worked. Gen Z is smoking crack. Child. Gen Alpha is huffing. Do y'all see them drinking, huffing them paint things? It will never be us. It will never be us, child. Queen K said, my dear officer in 5th grade was cool. He definitely scared us straight. We even paid for him to come upon our trip to SeaWorld. Dare worked. We need to get visibility. We got to bring Dare back. We need to bring that stuff where I'm still, to this day, oh, these kids are messed up. These kids are messed. It worked. Yeah, those be something else. Just think of watching that as a kid. Like, oh my God. It worked. Bring back those commercials. Bring back Dare assemblies. Bring back McGruff. This is what we're dealing with now. Everybody on drugs but millennials. And we're broke and depressed. My God, today. Help us, Lord. No, we didn't talk to strangers and we were latchkey kids. We got out of school, ran home, locked the doors, pulled down the curtain so nobody could see us home alone. Took a hungry man dinner out of the freezer, put it in the microwave and sat there and ate that meal till our mom got off of work. Thinking about it now, 90s parents, a lot of y'all should have had CPS called on y'all, but that's okay. We made it. We made it. Or bring back Zima so the kids could get buzzed, but not drunk. Like, it's a mess. It's a mess. Tide Pods. Yika said the kids are eating Tide Pods. It's scary out there. It's scary out there. And this is the last thing I'm going to say. Why were we watching this show as kids? Why were we getting all of this information about serial killers as children? 90s parents. Oh, Lord, y'all CPS should have been called on all of y'all. My God, today. Patient Rose said, how about the commercial with the lady? Yes, that's what I was talking about. Scared the mess out of me. Scared the mess out of me. Average aspects at LLC Twitter telling folks to be true. It's a mess. It's a mess. It is a mess. Let's get into it because I can talk to y'all about this all day. Let's get into the last two reunion episodes for the Real Housewives of Potomac. Honestly, it could have just been one. It could have just been one. The first thing I do want to talk about is how it was really heartbreaking to watch Wendy come to realize in real time that Karen is not her friend, and to have somebody like Giselle tell her, I've been told you she's not her friend, while also she's not your friend, while also praising Karen because Karen has been a good friend to her. it was really sad to see that, because I was just like, not only are you getting this information as somebody who you considered a real friend is not your friend and does not like you are finding out in front of people who don't like you. They're just liking you because of work, and who have told you to your face that this person does not like you, and to find out that all of that is true. I felt bad. I felt bad. And I'm telling you, she was going to cry, but she held it in when she said, that woman is not my friend. When it finally clicked for her and she realized that Karen was just not a good person to her. And I was just like, damn, that's a hurt piece. That is a real hurt piece to find that out. Um, it's it was upsetting. It was upsetting. That was one thing. Where is she at? I don't have her picture. I do. Ashley. So Ashley finally reveals that her and Josh, is it Josh? Jack Harlow's tether are not together. They're taking it or they're backing it up a bit, which only confirms what Wendy said, that he was a renter boyfriend. And it's like, Ashley getting upset with Wendy about that and just being like, "Oh, you really hurt his feelings," and his family was just like, "Why would she say this stuff about him? Like that was mean for you to say that about Josh." And I'm just like, Ashley, but like everybody knows, like you pull stunts on this show, just like everybody. Which was really weird for me that everybody was like jumping on Mia when I'm just like, y'all all do this, y'all all lie about stuff, y'all all get renter boyfriends to create a storyline. So for her to just be like, oh, that was so mean what you did to him, it's just like, girl, we all knew that this was not real. We all knew that you did not like him. We all knew that you are never divorcing Father Time. Like, we all know that it's not going to happen. Like, stop playing. Like, I know she keeps on alluding to, but until I see them documents, I don't believe it. I do not believe it, because we all knew that this was not a real relationship. We all knew, especially by the way that you were talking about him. I was like, girl, bye. This is not the real deal. And then Wendy clocked it back, because Wendy was just like, all the things you said about my husband, and you got mad that I said something about your renter boyfriend, sit in that. Sit in that. She ate with that one, Ashley. I gotta give her 10. She ate with that. We already talked about Karen, but I like I said before, I was just disappointed that she just wasn't. She was still cold at the reunion, and she just really wasn't honest or just humble. Karen, you got to be humble. This is the season for you to just embrace the humbling, so that you can get out of this faster than you're making yourself stay in this. No shade is giving children to Israel. This should have been a 14-day trip. You about to make it 40 years, mama. You about to make it 40 years. Be humble. Be quiet. Be humble. And be kind. Because right now, you need all of these women to be your friend, because they all have influence, especially on this show. So you need all of them to be writing for you. You don't need to be standing in the place of, oh, I'm above all of this, and I don't have it. You guys weren't writing for me, and shading people from rehab. How the hell you shading people from rehab? Yikes. You too old for this. You too old for this. Um, where is she at? Where is she at? Do I have her picture? She was on last week's episode, but this is Jossie. She came in and she came out. I don't know if she's going to come back. Here is why. I feel if Jossie would have kept it real about her situation with her football professional athlete boyfriend or fiance now, I think if she would have just kept it real, I think she would have been a little bit more interesting to watch. But constantly lying and changing your timeline about this football player, it's like, girl, just leave it alone, because we all know what it is, right? Like, nobody's looking down on you. It's just how women get ahead, right? You found a man that got some money, and you wasn't coming up off of him, no matter if he had another woman, and no matter if he had kids on you. Just say that. Just be like, listen, I liked him, and my life was a lot better with him. So I, decided to overlook some things, work through some things, and stand on the sidelines until he was ready. Because this whole thing, oh, well, I think the kid is like 1, maybe 9 months, or the baby was kind of already there, but I like didn't really know. But no, she was there before me, but they're really friends. They weren't together. She was pregnant with him, but they weren't together. Ugh. You don't get with a man that got another woman pregnant. Because whether he tell you or she tell you they're not together, baby, they're together. And if they work together, when she give birth and they get in, he get in that delivery room and hold that baby, and she start crying, and he start crying. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Especially if she the first baby mama. I know. We don't want to talk about it, but everybody knows the power of the first baby mama. That woman has his heart. And whenever she's ready, she can have him at any time. The only reason why that man is with you is because the first baby mama don't want him. That's Bible, ladies. That's Bible. I feel like she would have been more interesting if she was just honest about that. But the lying and the constantly changing the timelines, it was just like, and then she's doubling down on the reunion. No, they weren't together and the kid was not here, but now the kid is here. And so it was like, I think the kid was like 1 year. And then they're clocking there and they're just like, but wasn't she pregnant? Well, no, because just say he had money, y'all. He rich. He's a multimillionaire. I'm not coming up off that check, even if another woman is involved. Like, just tell the truth. Every lady that's sitting up there on that couch has made that same decision. You're not less than because of the decisions that you're making with this cast. You've all made the same decisions. That's why your partners are able to look the way they look. You think that Ashley willingly wanted to get up under Gollum? She was broke and her mother was living in a tent under a bridge. She had to do what she had to do. Be honest. I think you would have been received better if you were just honest about your situation. We'll see if you come back, child. We'll see if you come back. So last episode, Mia, everybody was clocking Mia, right? Everybody was talking about how Mia's lying and her storylines are changing or whatever. And Mia had a breakdown because she was just like, I was a really bad friend because QVC and Jazzy came to her birthday party and she goes, it's not funny. But I'm just remembering Stacy. She was so upset. Stacy was just like, I came all the way down there to support you. And you just like ghosted me, Mia. I love that white woman. She's just hilarious on this show. But anyway, they were ghosted and Mia was just like, I've been a horrible friend. I know that. I know. And then she like stormed off crying because she wanted to have her moment, right? So then we come back to this episode and everybody's clocking Mia again, right? Everybody's like, oh, you're lying about this. And now they're trying to shame her for like being a bad mother and just being like, you're questioning your child's paternity on TV. Gisella's like, no mother would do that. No mother. And Mia's like, I can't do this anymore. And I'm just like, Mia's a liar. She got casted on the show because she's a liar. Y'all all know that she's a liar. When she was lying on Wendy, y'all guys loved it, right? When her lies were affecting people that you did not like, it was fine. But now that y'all can't touch Wendy and Candace is not there and you guys have all been reprimanded, because we got to be honest, Candace makes this show because Candace is reactionary and Candace goes low, right? When she's provoked. So Candace is no longer there. Wendy is here. The network then reprimanded all the light brights. So everybody got to play nice. You can't come after Jazzy because it'll be the same repeat of the previous seasons. Karen is, well beloved from this cast. She got a DUI. Ain't nobody trying to, punch down on the lady with the DUI, especially if you're alone because Giselle is protecting her. QVC is not giving you much, so you can't really come after her. So, and then nobody goes after Ashley, no matter how low she goes. So nobody goes after her. So Mia is next up. And they're going after her and they're making all these true accusations about her. Because I will say, listen, Wendy and Giselle clocked Mia. Clocked Mia to the point where Mia was just stuck. They clocked her entire storyline and Mia could not say any thing. I'm not upset with the clocking. Like, give us something to watch, right? My thing is, y'all are acting like what Mia is doing is so bad when everybody does it. I feel like the most authentic marriage, the most authentic storyline is Wendy. I feel like, no shade, Wendy. I feel like her life is just so chaotic. There's always something going on that she don't have to really fake anything. And I also feel like because her marriage is healthy, they focus on that a lot because so many other relationships are falling apart and just not in a good space. So Wendy is, in a sense, able to coast because her life is pretty much the only positive experience on this show. And because we need balance, we can hone in on Wendy that way. So she don't really have to fake too much. But it's just like, y'all clocking this lady for doing something that everybody does on all of these housewife shows. She's giving content. She's giving a show. So now we're going to call it elder abuse. Well, so what was nasty Mr. G doing when he was rubbing up and down on this young girl and having sex with her while married with kids that are older than her? We're not going to act like he's some victim. We're not going to do that. I also think, Mr. G, I think you need to get medically diagnosed as bipolar. I feel like Mia told you that, and because you missed the coochie, you just allow her to say that on you. And I don't think that I'm not saying that that's not what he's dealing with, but I don't feel like a doctor told him that. I think Mia told him that. So maybe that's elder abuse. But everything else, I'm just like, no, he doesn't have to be a part of this. And it seems like they're all in on it. It seems like all of these men are in on it because Q, no, what's his name? Not Q. Z, Little Trick Daddy, he wants screen time as well because it helps his business, right? It helps his image as this media personality. And I think G just wants Mia back, so he'll participate in the foolishness as well. But we're not going to act like any of the men in Mia's lives are victims. They're co-conspirators. They're co-conspirators. Those men are where they want to be. Let's talk about QVC. I'm gonna miss her because I'm gonna miss her saying Arabella. Arabella. I will say I like watching QVC because you can see her being comfortable in who she is now. And you can see the mask coming off that she had to put on. And this happens with a lot of women or a lot of people, especially people who are poor working class, who want access to a better life and want to date up, right, out of their class. They put on this persona to make the people that they are trying to attract believe that they've been here before, that they know this life, right? And so that they can get into the spaces to actually have access to the wealthy. So she's putting on an image that a lot of people of color, people in general who are not wealthy whites, right? She puts on this image that is acceptable to the white men that she was trying to attract, and this image that was able to get her wealthy white husband and get her in QVC. And so she puts on this persona that even her best friend that came out to visit her was just like, who is this? Right? Just like, this is not my friend. So now we're seeing her finally being comfortable and, being Stacy. We're seeing the persona drop. Now we're finding out that she's cussing. Now we're finding out that her and TJ was doing a little bit of fondling, right? She's starting to get comfortable in who she is and comfortable in her blackness. And just, it was just really fun to see the ladies when she cussed. Giselle was like, oh, we cussing now? They were all like, who is this Stacy? It was just fun to watch. It was just really, really, really fun to watch. And I'm excited to see her be activated because I think Messy TJ, who was mad at her because she ended his little career on Bravo, he's going to, come after her as we saw in the end of this current episode. He's going to come after her and he's going to, try to embarrass her. So I'm anxious to see how QVC is going to handle it. Before I wrap this up, I will say that QVC did something that a lot of women always do. Men never do this, but women always do this. You don't have to give a good review of a man that was terrible to you. You don't have to do that, because as soon as Stacey gave this good review of TJ being so amazing, she then talked about how she watched the show and she saw how he treated her. And her family was so shocked that she allowed herself to be treated that way. And then later we see TJ on a phone call dragging her to the rest of the rest of her castmates' husbands, right? So it's like, he wasn't a good person to you. You don't have to give him a good review. You don't have to take a high road with a man, right? You can tell the truth and save another woman from a world of pain. Because she starts off, oh, TJ is so amazing. And actually, we're still best friends. He's a great guy. I love everything about him. And then you talk about how he was emotionally and verbally abusive to you on the show. And then we get this call where he's like dragging you for whatever reason because he's jealous of you. That's another thing. It's another example of a woman getting with a man that is jealous of her. And what this man tries to do is break her down, clip this woman that's soaring, clip her wings, put her in a cage and stand in her spotlight. That's what he wants to do. And because you took that spotlight away from him, which was your spotlight, that he thought that he was going to stand in front of you and take that from you, because you found your voice again and stepped back into your spotlight and pushed him out of it. Now he's coming back with a vengeance. You don't have to be kind to people who harmed you. That's all I have to say about this episode. What do you guys have to say? Let's get into it. Hallelujah. Oh, you guys be talking in here. Eve Empathy said Ashley is trying to comfort Wendy for calling him Jack Harlow was so dumb. It wasn't even that deep. In the words of Wendy, he'll be okay. Exactly. NC said Ash peddled a taboo Osu SL. Ash peddled a taboo Osu. What does the SL stand for? I know. Is it rumor? SL. I will move on. Solicited the Cookie Monster to spread sexual assault lies against husbands and had her jump Candace, but has the nerve to play victim because of the shady comment Wendy made in her confessional. Right. I forgot about the her bringing xenophobia to the show. Oh my gosh. I forgot about that. Catherine G said Ashley did a super cringe photo shoot for her divorce being finalized. God, I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Until we see the paperwork, I don't believe it. Who got the paperwork? Let me know. Let me know. Sarah said, yep, I see it on TikTok every day. A black man stay exposing how the game goes, but so many don't listen. That's why. Yep, I see on TikTok every day. A baby mom stay exposing how the game goes, but so many don't listen. This is why I can't be with a man with kids. Listen, I'm a product of the first baby mom. All of them fold. The only reason why they're with the people they're with is because my mom said, bye. Bye. I've seen it firsthand. Average said, Wendy is literally the most powerful woman on the Real Housewives of Potomac through legal and political fields. Karen went out of her way to not verbally admire their one-sided friendship. Nasty work and short-sighted. It was nasty. It was nasty. Some Simone said, I thought Ashley finalized the divorce a few weeks ago. She did a whole Canva photo shoot to announce it. I don't believe anything that Ashley says. Everybody's so worried about Mia. Ashley is the biggest liar. I don't believe it. I honestly think she peddled this divorce thing so that Michael would no longer have to film and he could go back to being publicly freaky. Said Mia's been lying. Mia's been lying since the moment she stepped on the front of the camera. She's a liar, but it's so funny and entertaining. Let her lie. This is the thing. She's been doing that. So why is everybody angry about it now? She's been doing that and y'all loved it. Y'all encouraged it when she was doing it against people you did not like. Like, let's be for real here. Let's be for real here. Miss Brown Sugar said, facts, they didn't care when Mia was lying on Wendy. How and ever. I didn't mind them pointing out how reckless and careless Mia was about her kids. Yes, I absolutely agree with that. My only take was that Mia been doing this. Mia been doing it. Now what's the problem? That's my thing. It just seems really like not a real issue for them. They just don't like Mia now. So now everything that she does is a problem. Get out of here. XO Chrissy said the problem with me is lies this season that she lied about her kids. Leave the babies out of it. But then she'll have no storyline. That is her storyline. She was peddling that storyline about Ink before we even met him. Eva Empathy said, the only lies that bother me are the lies regarding her kids. It also bothers me that she's saying that G is constantly manic. I have bipolar 1, and it just sounds off to me. For me as well, I'm just like, G, did she tell you that? Did a doctor tell you that, or did Mia tell you that? Here's the thing also I want to say about Mia exploiting her family. This has been Mia's storyline since we met her. When we met Mia, she said, my mom is a crackhead. My husband was married when he got with me. I met him at a strip club and I was sleeping with him through the entirety of his marriage, through like the last parts of his marriage. She let us know, mama crackhead, still fighting with them demons. Mom's a crackhead. Husband, she was the side chick to her husband. She was an escort. Then she pulled that back and said, oh no, I was just dancing the second season. But girl, you let us know that she was an escort. Her and Jacqueline was doing the stuff that they needed to do to get the boys. They backtracking that now. And that it's the possibility that her son with Gordon is not actually her son before we met Ink. I'm not saying that she's justified in doing it. If y'all watched my reviews before, I've been clocked that was nonsense and that was a mess. However, the ladies never had a problem. And if they did have a problem, it was, Mia, you shouldn't do that. Mia, Wendy, burn! You know what I mean? So it's like, it's weird because they do this often on Potomac. Like, you don't have a problem with somebody's behavior, or if you do, you know how to talk to them like somebody you love and care about. As soon as you fall out with that person, or this person now is a person that the cast doesn't like, all of a sudden everything that they are doing is so awful and so evil. Remember when Giselle was saying Wendy said those mean things about my kids, and Wendy ain't say nothing about her children. Mia told Giselle to her face that her daughters was hoeing. She didn't clench her pearls then. She was actually gagged that Mia would say that. So it had to settle in for her what actually happened. And then she started going after her. Even when Mia jumped in her face. But when it was Wendy, I'm just saying, never had a problem before. Because y'all all were together going after somebody you didn't like. Now everything she's doing is a problem. Please have an issue with it the first time, not just when it's convenient. Missy. Oh, I will say they clocked her with that Fashion Nova line. Like, you were wearing blazers when you first started. Now everything is Fashion Nova. And she was like, it's because I have a contract with them. Al Boogie, you're right on time. We're just finishing up Potomac. Please make sure you come here for your birthday. Please, because I'm going to do a live tomorrow. Probably another afternoon live. Come here for your birthday. We got to do the song. That's where I'm at. I don't believe it. Unless we see paperwork, I don't believe it. It absolutely was. It was good to see. I was like, you know what? Damn, they a good team. It's not real though. Like, I hope Wendy doesn't fall for it. Giselle is playing nice with you because I'm telling you, she got cussed out at that network. Them network execs had a little talking to her. Listen, I wouldn't put it past her to bring that man on the show. Mia gives good TV. She just gives good TV. She will put all her business out there, exploit her life, exploit the people in it, all in the name of a check. A true hoe. A true hoe. Respect the game. Josie said, hearing that Wendy is still being treated poorly on the show is part of the reason why I don't watch anymore. I'm glad Candace is gone. Hopefully Wendy gets better opportunities. Hopefully. I will say I like her on the show just because we have a healthy relationship. We have healthy black love on this show, right? You could tell her and her husband love each other. I love the way her husband supports her. I love the way they work together. And no shade, me and a darkie, I love seeing that monoracial dark chocolate couple. It's my dream. Pepe said, haven't watched Bravo. I'm only here for you. Thank you. The majority of these women got their success on their backs and the banks of their men, with the exception of Wendy, who I'm certain is a part of the 92%. Well, listen, that's what comes with marrying rich, right? That's what the Housewives is. We know that this show is based off of Desperate Housewives, women who became housewives by marrying wealthy men, and we watched the show and seeing their terrible lives. Not necessarily wealthy, but the women were taken care of, right? And we watched their terrible lives on the show. So Andy was smart enough to make a mockumentary version of it with the housewives. That's why I hate when these women, hoe shame, when it's just like, how is anybody on that platform different? How? That's why they didn't like Candace. Candace was Candace and Wendy. And we talked about that. Remember, I was just like, they're angry, right? Because they're the preference. They're not supposed to have to do what they had to do to get where they are. And these women are standing in the same spot, looking like that, being the non-preference, but still standing in the same spot with me, and didn't have to do what I had to do. Hated them broads for that. Hated them for that. And we're pro ho over here, guys. Pro ho over here. L Boogie said, LOL, noted. I'll do my best to be here on time tomorrow. Please, even if you gotta hop in and hop out, we'll do whatever's going on, we're gonna do the song. Brunswick Boy 86 said the way Kiana was cackling when Andy mentioned me. She could not get herself together. I said, Kiana, you know what? I was gonna say I've seen her in some Fashion Nova, but I haven't. Kiana, she be getting them names. Kiana, yeah, she gets that stuff straight off the runway too, and get it tailored to fit the butt. Kiana, I like her, right? Listen, if you like the dude, make it work. I'm just saying, I hope you know that you can do better. I'll leave it at that. Jess John does here. Jess John said this show has been on the fad trash to fantastic ranchery, and now a cast member is in jail. The calamity. I'm telling you, Bravo needs a prison at this point. Bravo needs a prison at this point. It was just Jonda, and then we'll get into Beverly Hills. Just Jonda said going to jail has solidified Karen's job. Teresa went to federal prison and came back a superstar. Karen better get the same chance to be foolish again on screen. If she's smart, she'll come in this humble because, she's a black woman. She can't do what Teresa can do and have a whole comeback. She got to walk lightly and be smart. She better come back humble. Let's talk about Beverly Hills. Here's the thing. Beverly Hills is a bit boring. It's getting boring, ladies. We gotta switch it up. We gotta switch it up. I hate suggesting the show go younger, but something gotta give. It's a snooze fest. It's a snooze fest. I will say this. I like Sutton and Garcelle's relationship. Here's the thing. Non-black people, if you have a family member, or if you come from a family that talks to and thinks about black people a certain way, don't put them in an environment where they're going to be consistently triggered. Now listen, Garcelle is not Black American. Black Americans have an entirely different perception of race and white supremacy than Black people who are not Black American, right? It's just different, right? So although Garcelle grew up, the majority of her life was in America, she is a Black immigrant. And what I have learned is that Black immigrants see themselves as immigrants first. There are a lot of second and third generation who see themselves as like Black American, but and I'm not saying Black American in culture, but Black American in their perception of race and white supremacy globally, right? But we do know that there are Black immigrants who see themselves as immigrant first and Black second, especially if they come from a place where everybody is Black. So they don't really have that experience. And when they come to America and they experience racism, they don't perceive it the same way and approach it the same way as Black Americans. So although a Black person like me would have never been in Sutton's house with that mother, Garcelle, somebody who interprets racism differently because she's seen it as an immigrant, not as a Black woman, could be comfortable, not comfortable in that environment, but she can stay in that environment and be able to withstand the lashes. However, I'm Black American. And I didn't like Sutton having Garcelle in the same space as her mama because I was waiting for mama to slip up. Just by her interactions with Garcelle, I already knew. And I thought it was extremely irresponsible of Sutton to put her Black friend in that environment. We already got her in the boondocks of Georgia. Now you got her in this home with your mother whose mouth is slick. If her mouth is slick to you, Lord knows what she's going to say to this Black woman. And I didn't like it, right? So I had a problem with Sutton with that. Also had a problem with Garcelle. Let me bring her up. I'm telling you, no shade, this review, I'm getting on the Black girls this review. So buckle up. Buckle up. I'm getting on the Black girls this review because I'm tired. I'm tired. Anyway, Garcelle, mind your damn business. Sutton's relationship with her mother, that daughter of the Confederate, is none of your business. Why? Cow didn't even sit down with Sutton's mama and say, well, your daughter loves you and she's trying to get closer to you. I love when that daughter of the Confederate looked at Garcelle and said, well, that's really none of your business, Negra. She didn't say that, but I know that was sitting right here, right? I don't know what it is. You know what, Bowles, you get up here too, because we just gonna make this about you too. I don't know what it is, but optics are very important. And the both of y'all are getting on my nerves because now we got you two going back and forth, chatting about and fighting over your favorite white woman on this show. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Bose, you just got here. Dorit been problematic. We've been getting on her. I don't know why you ain't watched the show. I don't know why you didn't check the tweets about that woman, but you coming on here defending Dorit is real weird. And I tried to hold it in because I don't want me, another Black woman, to be critiquing you on this platform because I already know how you're going to be treated. But the way you two are acting over these white women, y'all moving weird. Y'all moving weird. And I know you're not Black American. You got your own culture. You come here and you identify as it in 2025. Every Black person in America is Black American. One band, one damn sound. You might got another culture, but you're Black American. We're not going to be moving like this. We're not going to be moving like this no more. That's how we got in this situation. One band, one sound. And you got to start moving like a sister who experienced the civil rights movement or their ancestors did. Because guys, I couldn't even really get into it because I had so much stuff to say about Kyle. But these two were getting on my nerves. Getting on my nerves. Garcelle, you sitting there, you putting yourself in a position where that daughter of the Confederate rightfully cussed you out. I'm sitting up here mad at Sutton because she got you in a situation with her mama. Then I'm over here siding with the daughter of the Confederate because she's cussing you out because you're in her business. I'm like, I cannot believe I'm here siding with Miss Honky Tonk because Garcelle is doing too much. Mind your business. Mind, and even Erica clocked you this episode because you're over here cussing out Bose for defending Dorit and Erica. Oh, that hurt me when Erica was in her confessional. She was just like, well, Garcelle, you do the same thing for Sutton. Like, nobody can say anything to Sutton because if anybody says anything to Sutton, here you go, you're defending her. So why can't Bose do the same thing for Dorit? They got y'all like dummies. They got y'all like dummies. These white women on the show got y'all fighting each other to protect them because they're so dainty and they need their black guard dogs to make sure they're okay. And I know, oh, Nikki, well, they're just friends. Optics are everything. I don't care about your friendship any other time. If you put it on TV, I need you to start acting and moving like you know how this is going to come off. One band, one sound. You could be anything that you want to be off of this damn show. When you were on this show, you are moving like a Black American in the United States of America. We're not doing this no more. I'm just sick of it. I think they pissed me off, y'all. I'm so sorry. I didn't want to say anything. I'm like, Bose, let Cal and Dorit hash it out because what happened and what's going to happen, these two made up. Cal and Dorit made up. And Dorit was sitting there. Oh, I'm so glad that we're back to wait a minute. She dropped the accent. I'm so glad that we are back together and me and Cal are where we used to be. I'm happy that me and my friend are back. She gonna kick you to the curb, Bose, and then you and Dorit are gonna get into it, and Garcelle gonna be sitting there cleaning her nails, not even helping because she told you. She told you what was going to happen. Because she was on the other end of it from Dorit. And had it not been for the Black Americans that was watching this show and fighting everybody in them damn comments on Twitter and cussing out Bravo, they would have still been treating her like garbage. Did you not watch the season? I'm just so confused. You come in here, now you got a problem with Cal. Your problem with Cal is Dorit. Cal's cold to me. Cal doesn't talk to me. Cal is cold. She cold to every damn body. But that's not why you got an issue with her. You have an issue with her because of Dorit. And I don't understand why you are so like dogmatic and just like so protective over Dorit. Is it because she said you had a nice hat? That's all it takes? That's all it took for Dorit to get your loyalty? Oh, I love your hat. And now all of a sudden you fighting everybody on Housewives over her? Like, I cannot believe that you and Garcelle, even when you got into the middle of just going back and forth, I can't believe neither one of y'all stopped and said, this is going to look real terrible. What are we doing? What's going on? I'm so mad. Oh, you know what, Bose and Garcelle, you disappointed me. You really disappointed me. Next season, if y'all both come back, I hope y'all do. I really like y'all. I also, let me give both our flowers. I also love how your world is real Black, which is why I was so shocked that you were acting this way on this show, right? That not only are you making your whole identity about protecting Dorit, you got up here with all your accomplishments and told us that you're trying to have a baby with a man that hasn't said that he loves you. I can't live my life like this. I can't live my life like that. He never said he loved you. I mean, so him visiting you in Kenya, was that all it took? Like, it just, I'm sorry. If you are a Black person and you are going on TV, I'm sorry. You are not just representing you in your life. I'm up there. Just want to tell my story and be myself. I'm sorry. You can't. That's not how this world works. You are Harriet Tubman. You are going to have to be a representative of every Black person on the face of this earth. And it's not fair, but that's where we're at. Please, you come back next season. Don't bring that man on here. If there's no ring and there's no love, don't do it. Don't do it. I cannot believe you are trying to have this man's baby in this day and age, and he hasn't said he loved you. Bose, what's going on? Can you inbox me and tell me what's going on so I can shut up? I'm just so hurt and I'm so confused. Like, what is this, Garcelle? I can't keep on screaming at you. I want to do better. I don't want to come here and see me getting y'all together because they're gonna agree with me because they don't like Dorit or Sutton. Speaking of Dorit and Sutton, I had no idea that their beef was this deep. Like, I'm like, when did y'all start beefing? Like, I don't, what is going on? What is going on? Like, I'm like, I thought that Dorit and Cow, I thought they were beefing. Now Sutton and Dorit are beefing where Sutton don't even want to stay and film a scene with Dorit because Dorit is alluding to her being an alcoholic. Sutton, this is what you're supposed to do. Dorit says, oh, Sutton can't have anything to drink, because if Sutton gets a drink, she's going to get alcohol because Sutton loves her vodka. What you should have did, Sutton, would say, so does your husband, Mr. DUI. Like, you gotta get it back. Now you're going to try to get it back with her next episode, but you're going to do it by way of classism. And I don't know, because of where we're at, if the audience is really going to receive it. It was a good read, but I don't know how it's going to be received. But there's too many beefs. Like, I need there has to be some people who like each other and it's working out. Like, there's just too many beefs at this point. Somebody has to join Erica and La La Land because she's the only one having a good time. She's the only one having fun. We have to get back there. I need the Black girls to stop defending their white besties against each other. I want to learn about your lives, not about y'all being surrogates. I need something else. I'm sorry, this is not for you. This is for every other Black person that's watching. Thank you for being the Harriet Tubman of Bravo. I'm sorry. This is your legacy. You have to make us all look good. And if you are working or filming or doing anything in America and doing anything to where you are going to be on TV, one band, one sound. When you get up to film, you need to be like, what will Sojourner Truth do? Like, one band, one sound. How would Asada Shakur lead out? One band, one sound. Would Angela Davis say this? One band, one sound. All other identities got to fall at the end of the line. I'm sorry, we got to battle back in the media, and this is how we have to do it. So Garcelle and Bowles, what? One band, one sound. Don't y'all ever get on my TV and start going after each other to protect any alabaster on that cast, because it will not be done for you. I will say this though, shout out to Sutton. I'm gonna give you your tens because I have seen Sutton defend Garcelle, even when Garcelle didn't defend her. So we have seen something, right? I need more. And both Dorit has given you nothing. So I don't understand. One band, one sound. I'm sorry. This is where we're at. And this is how we have to fight. Embrace your culture, embrace who you are. But when you are on that damn TV, one band, one sound. That's all I have to say. Didn't know I would say all of that. I just thought about it and I just got so pissed off. I'm like, why are y'all fighting? And Dorit is just sitting there. Thank you, Bose. You are going to get your feelings hurt when she turns on you, because it's going to happen, because now she is in the good graces of Kyle again. She's in the good graces of Kyle again. So when she turns on, when she cusses you out, Bose, who are you talking to? You're going to get your feelings hurt. I tried to warn you. Anyway, what do you guys have to say? NC said, I'm second gen and I've never acted like Bose and Garcelle, and I've always seen myself as a Black American. I'm above everything. So yes, they definitely just disappointed me, especially Bose, who I just can't stand. And weren't we so excited for Bose? I don't know why she's doing this. Why are you going after Kyle for Dorit? I'm telling you, next season, she's going to get her feelings hurt. She's going to get her feelings hurt. And I feel so bad. I feel so bad for her. I'm just like, oh, you are going to just have egg on your face. Egg on your face. Um, da, 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 da. The internet ain't said, I've been skipping Beverly Hills, just watching a little bit here and there. It's been a bit boring. It has. It really, really has. I think what's happening is that the ladies are tired. The ladies are tired. I feel like Kyle don't want to be honest. You know, she wants Mauricio back, but Mauricio has moved on, child. All he needed was her to give him the go ahead, and he has moved on, and now she wants him back. She tried to get him back when she was scissoring that child. That didn't affect him. He was actually happy that she had moved on. So he moved on even further. And so now she's just like, oh, I done messed up because he doesn't want to come home. He hasn't wanted to come home for a very long time. And so she's just like, I'm coming home to an empty house. Girl, you got to do something different. I'm sorry. You got that. That's it's not, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see. Kyle is in such a bad situation. She wanted to stay in Sutton's house with their mother. That's how bad her life is right now. She did not want to go back to LA because I'm going back to an empty house. I was having such a good time here. This was fun for you? Ay, ay, ay. Average Aspect said, I was yelling at the screen like, Dorit Garcelle, get out, folks, get out. I was so disappointed in them. I was so disappointed in them. The internet age says Sutton's mama was hateful to her. How did she expect her to be with Garcelle? Like, why would you bring your friends in that situation, especially a black friend? Like, come on. Just foolish. Foolish. Blue Jay says Sutton's mama was a little too strong for me. She even had a reckless mouth. See how she treated the assistant? And the assistant was sick of her. Sick of her. And Garcelle deserved it. I was on her side. I was like, well, yeah, I agree. Well, frankly, my dear, I don't think that's any of your damn business. Now go head on somewhere. Go head on somewhere and play where you can play. Because it's getting a little dark around here. And I'm about to turn this place into a sundown town. That's what she wanted to say. Miss Brown Sugar said, child, both Garcelle and Bowles let these white women weep and well on their own. Stop saving them for themselves. I hate to say it, but it's giving mammy. It's giving mammy. Hey, Christina! Hey, sis! Christina said, Nikki, I just got here and got excited. Did you see last night? Oh my God. Sutton! Listen, Sutton's my girl. I just did not like the fact that she had Garcelle in that situation. I also had no idea that her and Dorit was like, that it was that bad. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. The internet age said, oh, guys, follow Christina on TikTok. Her and Simone have all the tea. In any reality TV show, Christina got it. Christina got it. The internet age said Bose needs to just drink her drink and let Dorit defend herself. We're not learning anything about Bose. All we're learning is how she defends Dorit. And listen, I'm dead serious here. They could be really good friends and they could have really worked together and just clicked, right? I'm talking about optics. I would say the same thing with the Real Housewives of Potomac. The ladies may have not been thinking that they were doing what's colorism. It doesn't matter. It's what we are seeing in the optics of the situation is dangerous enough. It's dangerous enough. So both might be like, oh, that's my friend and I'm just defending my friend. That's all we see. We don't see nothing else of your relationship to make you this loyal to Dorit. It looks weird, especially in America, especially with what we are all dealing with right now. It's not a good look for you. Let us find out who you are. Let us, know something about you. Everything now has become, you got an issue with Kyle because of Dorit. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Hey, Kim, thank you for being here. Miss Brown Sugar says, Erica and her confessional, and that's what I can't say about Beverly Hills too. Say it in the moment, and maybe we will have a good scene. Here's the thing. Erica is being very smart this season. Erica had a rough couple of seasons, right? She was not liked. So Erica's saying, out of the drama, trying to be mediator when she can. Outside of that, She's just being fun, dressing like a 14-year-old who just robbed a wet seal and enjoying her time. And I think that's a really smart place for her to be. She don't need to be kicking up no drama. No, she does not. She don't need to be kicking up no drama. This is where she needs to be. She's in her rehabilitation season, and I will accept it. Pepe said, "You're right, Nikki. I'm Haitian, first-gen American." Hello. But I know to white people I'm Black American because they can't decipher between race, nationality, etc. And I move as such. Period. One band, one sound. One band, one sound. Kim said, "I really like Bose and hate that Dorit may be using her." Oh, Dorit absolutely is. Dorit is absolutely using her because she's on the outs with Kyle. She's on the outs with Sutton, apparently. Her and Garcelle don't rock. So, like, she's not really in a place where anybody's going to embrace her aside from Erica, who's only going to go as far as she can go before she gets into some mess because she's in her rehabilitation season. So she's using Bose as a way to have somebody fight the fight for her because she doesn't want everybody to gang up on her. Because we all know when these women gang up on a housewife, she's out. So she's moving accordingly and acting smart, and she's using Bose. And I'm just like, Bose, when she get back in the good graces of every damn body, you and Dorit, it's not going to be a good look. It's not going to be a good look. Priscilla said, "Miss Sugar, right, but I'm afraid that the girls aren't quick enough to retort in a moment." That's the thing. I will give them this, right? When you're filming, you don't know what's going to be put up. You don't know what's going to be put up. The that scent that I had on that show that would not be named, the way that episode came, the way those 3 episodes came out, I could not believe it. Because we have filmed so long, we have filmed so much stuff. I could not believe it looked the way it looked. So you never know how the scene is going to come out. What I'm saying is, stay ready so you don't ever have to get ready. If you are in a scene, if you are the only 2 Black women on the show, and you are in a scene and you see, or you feel, you know, you're in this scene and you see that you and her are going at it over the safety of your white counterparts, and you 2 don't actually have a beef, you're just defending your white counterparts who are sitting there silent, watching you, let the wheels start turning. Let the wheels start turning to be like, you know what? Maybe this ain't, you know, I wanted one of them to laugh and be like, you know what, girl, you were, I ain't got a problem with you. Let's get coffee and something. Let's go to my 2 cents and get some chicken and waffles. You got to think about what you're going to be looking like on TV. Like, y'all got to be editing. Y'all got to be editing. And you know what? Y'all don't like her, but you know who's constantly editing? Cal. She's constantly editing. That's why y'all don't know half the stuff that she's going through in this marriage. She's releasing that stuff because she's on to something else. She's constant. She's in it. She's editing. She's producing. She's making sure she looks a certain way. So that's why when the show comes out, she already know what it's gonna look like. Even at her worst, y'all never caught her. Y'all never caught her. NC said, "I'm second gen and I've never acted like Bose Garcelle, and I've always." Oh, I got this one. CM said, "Sutton hasn't seen it for Dorit since Dorit was talking ish about Denise and trying to get Crystal to say that she was." Oh, I forgot about that. Speaking of Crystal, have you been following her? She's so interesting off of the show. Crystal, what happened? She's so interesting off this show. And trying to have that man's baby in her late 40s. You're risking your life for a man that hasn't even told you that he loved you. I'm going to bite my phone. I'm going to bite my phone. You're risking your... Ah! Bose, let's talk. We have to plan out your next season. You can't do me like this. You can't do me like this. I'm trying with Garcelle every season. Every season she lets me down. I'm putting everything on you, and I shouldn't. And I shouldn't, but I am. You're all I got. You're all I got. Please, please work with me. Listen, she don't know how to land them lines, but she gonna eat her up with that wallet comment. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. She said, you need to fight with somebody that's in your tax bracket. Not me, honey. Yikes. She kind of ate with that. Now, I don't know how the audience is going to receive it because of the season that we're in, but she kind of ate with that one. My wallet. I said that. Okay. Giving Dynasty. Let's go. This is where we need to be. This is, come on, Dynasty. Let's go. Let's go. I like them too. I want better. I need more. I need more. NC said, G does too much, but at least she knows the show's history and she and Sutton have a genuine friendship. I do agree with that. Bose has zero perspective of anyone else in the group. Just inserted herself up Dorit's butt, which Garcelle said. And that's my issue. I will say this about Garcelle. Garcelle is not trying to get into it with Bose. She's not. Because every time she like corrects Bose, because she has a history with Dorit. And every time she tries to correct Bose, she always does it in a way where you know it's not as cutting, right? She always tries to lighten it because she's very perceptive as well of the optics of this. I just thought that Bose would get it over Garcelle. I thought that Bose would, I don't know. Who can we get on this show? I'm sorry. I need somebody who I will know will not let me down. Who can we get on here? I can't do this anymore. I cannot do this anymore. Sometimes it feels like that. I hope that's not the case, but normally in those circles, people of color, Black and people of color do that. Black people, like the minority, always does that. They want to be the only one because I guess they feel like it, because it does happen. If it's one of you, then one got to go, because you know the people within that group, the wealthy people within that group, will start to feel intimidated. So I get where that comes from, but at some point, when are we going to do better? What are we going to do? Y'all always bring up Allison, but you know what? It's time for her to make her debut. It's time for Kyle. Get in here, Kyle. Listen, Maurizio, he over here laying the low and spreading it wide and dipping his dingle in everything that's brain is not fully developed. You don't got to be nice to him no more, mama. You do not have to be nice. Let's get in our revenge era, okay? Let's get in our revenge era. What you need to do is either this season's already filmed. You need to start off next season sitting down. Oh, I have it. You can have this one for free, Bravo. You take everything else. This is what you need to do. We need to start off the first episode of next season. It's a black screen. And then we see Kyle walk in with, one of them big Carmen Sandiego hats that she loves. She has her purse and she sits down at this table. And she puts her purse down and lifts up her head, and you see her face, and she's serious. And she says, I'm ready to know everything. And then the camera, and then it goes black again. And then it comes back up. We've now switched perspectives, and we see Allison Dubois. And she sits there. She gets her head down, and she's sitting there with her shawl. And she says, and she looks up, and she says, Kyle, I've been waiting for you. Black screen, and then we get into the season. Let's go. Let's go. Let's give us a show. It's time. It's time, Kyle. You don't gotta play nice no more. You know what? You tried the lesbiana. It didn't work. Now we got to get in our revenge era. We got to get in our revenge era, because here's what's happening. It's the season of the angry woman. It's the season of the angry woman. You need to dip into that. Dip into that. Dip into that. Oh, girl, you're so welcome. I love your page. I love your page. Put your TikTok in your YouTube in the chat. Go. She's Star fam. Go support our girl Christina. Average Aspect said, I want Garcelle and Bose to be like Cynthia. Yes, great comparison. Be on Atlanta and Potomac and then fly and do business that benefits you. Who knew Cynthia and Crystal would have a podcast? LOL, black folks move back to black hoods. Yes, like I like that as well. That's a great comparison. Bose and Garcelle, that's what I need from you. That's what I need from you. Eva Empathy said Doritos and Sutton really don't need any magical black women to defend them. They don't. They can hold their own. Have we seen Doritos and Sutton actually do anything back to Garcella Bowles? Well, listen, I got to give Sutton her 10s because, guys, there have been times when I've been like Sutton or when I've been like Garcelle. Sutton is defending you, like, you know, like if it's reciprocated, I'm gonna call it out, right? I'm gonna acknowledge that. So I can give that to Sutton. I can't give that to Dorit. She has yet to defend Bowles. And she's never going to do it, even in the face of Kyle, who is going to start tearing down Bowles because she got her bestie back. Ciao. Me too. No, I'm not going to throw a tomato. I'm enjoying Erica. This is where she needs to be. This is where Erica needs to be. That mean mess that she was doing did not work. It did not work. She needs to stay out of mess. Just show up, give us the fashion, snarky one-liners, reasonably priced fashions, and then keep it pushing. That's exactly where she needs to be. Let me get 3 more, and then we'll end with The Bachelor. I like Jennifer Tilly. She's fun. I don't think they're utilizing her properly. Because I was excited when it was announced that she was going to be on the show, but her and Kathy this season are not being utilized properly. So I don't know what's going on there. Christina said the Bose baby thing is pissing me off because it's so irresponsible as it is, just because of her past complications plus her age. It's like, why are we even pretending this is a thing? Seriously, like I was with her because I was just like, this is a good storyline, right? You know what I mean? Like she's found love again. They want to create this family. She's taking the necessary precautions so that she can carry her baby, you know, in a healthy way. And then she hits us with, oh, he's never said I love you. I'm going to bite my phone. I'm going to bite my phone. No, I love yous. No, like engagement talk. Like it's such a sad time. Makeup Addict said, I'm here for something in that tax bracket comment. Listen, she ate with that. I don't know how it's going to be received, but she ate with that one. Erica was telling us for years, IRS, it's expensive to be her, so let Sutton drag now. Yeah, she got to rehearse the reads a little bit better, though. Miss Brown Sugar said, maybe it's something about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Vortex, because remember Garcelle brought in Cherie Will Smith ex as her actual friend, and Cherie still didn't back Garcelle up much because that was not a real friendship, guys. Y'all know that was the housewife friendship. This is my friend. No, when they want to bring somebody on the show, they ask the cast members about this show, and whoever like has met this person in passing, they become the friend of the person to introduce them to the audience. So I never believed that they were real friends. Wouldn't it eat though? That should be the first episode of next season, the intro of next season. And they could do how they always do. 8 months ago, black screen. Cow sits down, black screen. Mr. Boy, black screen. And then we start the show. Come on. Yeah. And then her blowing it out the side of her mouth. I've been waiting for you, Cow. Yes. Oh my goodness. Abel said, I want to see more successful black housewives. Somehow that just is pretty. Nice trips, nice spreads, not chasing after dusty men. Yes. But this is the thing. I will say Bo's life is her life. The way she was introduced, I didn't think that this was going to be her storyline. They were talking about how accomplished she was, how amazing she was, all for us to get to the point where she is talking about being a baby mama to a man that never said that he loved you. I was like, oh, this is not what I expected. This is not what I expected. I'm so disappointed. NC said, is it possible that Garcelle and Bose do have a connection and are filming together, but Bravo is purposely not showing us their scenes in order to create divide amongst two Black women? That could absolutely happen. That could absolutely happen. That's why what I'm saying is that's like what we see. A lot of times what we see is not actually what's happening. So I'm like, you have to constantly be aware of how you look, what you're saying, how you are being perceived in this scene. You have to be aware of your image. You should never, ever, ever let your guard down, because this show is going to make you look a way that benefits them, not you. That's why I always say, if you are going to be a reality TV star, you better milk it for whatever it's worth, because that network is going to make billions of dollars off of you. They own this image. At least get a couple million out of it. At least. At the very least. Momi said, if Bose wants a donor, let it be that. Try to act like she's having some great love affair when neither of them have uttered one I love you. Too much is foolishness. I'm scared. I'm just like, this is not, for me, it just was not what I was expecting. You guys know how she was introduced. They were showing, she basically created and ran Netflix, like the way they was talking. And then we see her here. I'm like, what's going on? You did that fibroid surgery that had this man's baby, and he never said that I love you. Like, have we met the family? I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. See, and I think that too, because I'm on her Instagram. Miss Brown Sugar said that's Bose in real life. Uber successful, always on fabulous trips, kicking it with all of our other favorite. We're not seeing that. We're not seeing that. And this is the thing. Even if it's your real life, Bose, can we talk? How did you think we were going to receive this storyline of you trying to have this man's baby and he never said I love you? Now, girl, you know good and well that was not going to go over well. You knew. Yeah, let's just blame Bravo. Blame the editing. Oh my gosh. But honestly, it is true. Like what you're filming, that's not going to be what you're going to see. It's not going to be what you're going to see. Even for me, in my Dove commercial, we filmed an entire day. What you saw, I was like, what the? I really thought it was going to look a different way. I love it. The check cleared. I'm okay. But I was just like, wow, this is not what we filmed. But editing changes everything. So it's just like you constantly have to be aware. Let me tell you something. I was very aware of my angles. Very aware. I was very aware of how I was looking. I knew where the camera was at with other people. So I made sure if I wasn't in the video, if I wasn't on camera, I was on the audio. You know, like you just have to be aware. And I just feel like Bose and Garcelle are not in the place where they can get comfortable. I'm sorry. You are the Harriet Tubmans of what? Bravo. Anyway, let's end with The Bachelor. Let's end with The Bachelor. This season is not. Okay. So I was really into it. Me and my mom were really into it with Grant. I really, really liked him. And then the elimination started and they just like were not making sense to me. I couldn't understand the elimination of Bailey. I was just like, are we really eliminating her because she has a Kojic haircut? Oh, excuse her for probably having, a mom or auntie that grew up in a Kojic church, and that's how she decided to style her hair because that's what the women in her environment look like. She could give you a nice little bust down, Grant. You can't see past the Kojic haircut. You don't see Karen Clark Sheard. He could have really seen Bailey for who she is. And that shocked me that he eliminated her. And listen, I stand by it. If she would have had that one-on-one with Grant, she would be at the end. Beverly was going to win this thing. However, appendicitis said not today. Not today, but she would have won. I just knew it. I just knew it. Let's get into it because this is the Carolina show. I'm not mad at it. All the ladies are doing the same thing that they always do. I don't know why y'all don't get mad at production. So they're all like, Carolina just keeps on pulling Grant away. And this is a group date. We need time to see him. Why are y'all not doing what she's doing or cussing out production for allowing it to happen? It's very weird to me that they do this all the time. So Carolina is stealing Grant's attention like she should. It's a game show. She's not attracted to him. She don't want to make it to the end, but she does want to at least get close to 1 million followers on Instagram in the TikTok when the show is over. I don't know why y'all are not doing the same thing. I do not know why y'all are 23 years old going on this show crying about being an actual housewife. You need to be 23 years old going on the show being the damn villain. You need to pull a Carolina because she made sure she was the villain until the very end, when she knew it was a wrap for her. The girls had complained to Grant too many times. She knew it was over. So she made sure to make up with Dina so that her villain edit could end right there. I guarantee you she's going to be a different person at the Women Tell All. She was very smart, very calculated, and the girls just keep on crying. And she's pulling Grant away. You should have did the same thing. You should have did the same thing. When she was over there crying for Grant and saying, well, I don't know. Are you going to like my family? Are you going to like my hometown? I don't know how you're going to feel. You should have sashayed your big block heels over there and said, Grant, can I talk to you? I have something to show you. You should have did what you had to do. Y'all getting mad at this girl for doing what you're supposed to do when you come on this show. I don't understand it. Team Carolina. Y'all sitting over there bullying her, getting mad at her, cussing her out because she's going to see Grant. And Carolina was just like, I don't care. They weren't expecting that. They were not expecting Carolina to be like, okay, so you're mad that I went to go see him. Why didn't you do it too? Serafina clutched her pearls. She clutched her pearls when Carolina said, you should have been doing the same thing. Carolina. I like her. I think that she played this show the way that it should be played. Her and Grant didn't have any chemistry. She didn't really like him. And I can't say that Grant really liked her. I don't think that Grant really likes anybody but his music. That's why he's here. I don't think that Grant wanted to be the Bachelor. I think that he knew that it would be a great career opportunity for him, for his music. I'm not going to kill nobody's dreams, but I didn't know that he was trying to have a serious music career. When he started playing the piano on that date, was it with Carolina? I think it was Carolina. When he started playing the piano and singing, I thought he was being sweet and endearing. I didn't know that he was trying to be the next Usher. I was like, oh, okay, he's serious. Anyway, live your life, not crushing the dreams. I'm just saying I was a little shocked, right? However, it is his life, is what he wants to do. But I've never felt that he wanted a wife. I think that he wants what this show could do for him, and I'm not mad at it. Do whatever it is that you need to do to get ahead. Why? This show is going to be exploiting you for your entire life. They have this footage for your entire life, and they are going to make money off of it. Your entire life, your kids' entire life, your entire bloodline. They will be making money off of you. Get something out of it as well. So I'm not mad at him for that. I've never seen him as somebody who's going to propose at the end. I don't think that him and the relationship is going to last. I hope that he's not going to be such a douchebag that it's going to come out later that he was leading women on or he actually had a girlfriend. I hope he's not that messy, but I just don't believe him. I don't believe that he wants to have a wife. And I think that the ladies who he knew were serious, he got rid of them. Because I think Carolina went this long because they both knew, right? They both knew that this wasn't it. But I think the women that he knew that were really into him and really wanted to be with him, I think he got rid of them because he was not, I don't get that he's serious. I really, really don't. I was actually gagged when all of a sudden Serafina became like the lead because they just weren't even talking. And then all of a sudden they're on the date and they are sucking face. Like he's sucking on everything on this, sucking her down. I was a little confused. So was Serafina. She was a little discombobulated after they made out. Like, what just happened? I was a little confused. And I felt bad for her when she got eliminated because she didn't see that coming. I didn't either, because I was just like, do you like her now all of a sudden? Like, what is it? I hope it, Grant, I hope you didn't, child. So, anyways, but I was a little confused about this relationship. But I was also confused that Zoe all of a sudden is in play now when she had dropped off before because they had a one-on-one and Grant was just like, well, you pull back. And Zoe was like, well, I'm pulling back in. Now it seems like she's the front runner. I don't know what, I don't know who's going to be picked. I don't know what's going on, but I am gagged that Dina is still there. Dina over Carolina, they got me with that one. But I kind of felt like Carolina was going home when she made up with Dina. I was like, well, something's happening. Either she's self-eliminating or he's eliminating. I was still gagged when she got eliminated because I really thought that it was going to be Dina that was going to go. I thought that it was going to be Dina. And so it seems like it's going to be Zoe and Juliana at the end. Who is this? Yes, the Mormon. I forgot to talk about the Mormon. Hold on, Mormon. I'm coming back to that. But for me, I think it's going to be Zoe and Juliana. Because it seems like something is going on there. I don't know who he's going to pick, but I think in the end it's going to be between these two. Here is why. She's going to go to hometowns. He's going to do hometowns with Mormon, right? I don't think it's going to go well. Because as soon as she mentioned to Grant that she's never dated a guy that wasn't a Mormon, the wheels started turning in Grant's head. And I just don't think that I think after the hometowns, she's going to be the one to get cut at hometowns. Because even when the previews for the next episode, he's just like, I have tattoos. I'm not Mormon. Are they going to accept me? So they're going to play into that. And then he's going to just be like, I don't know if me and you could actually work in the real world. And she is going to get cut. I will say, for a Mormon, she was freaked out, wasn't she? She was real freaked out to be a Mormon child. Is Joseph or Jordan Catalano? What's their God's name? Jordan Catalano. Is he going to be okay with all the stuff that you was doing on Grant? That non-Mormon? He was a little freaked out, Mom. He was a little freaked out. But she probably said, I'm never going to get another non-Mormon again. So let me see what this is like. You know, have a ball, girl. You get one life. But I think she's going to go. And I think it's going to be the Mormon thing. I think it's going to be him meeting her family. Even when she said that her family was very conservative, Grant was like, you know what I mean? I think the Mormonism and the conservatism or whatever is going to be the thing that breaks them up or gets her sent home. But I don't think that Grant will mention being a Mormon. I think he will just mention more of the family or her beliefs being too strict or not adding up to it. But I also think that his family is going to be the scapegoat because, as we know, coming from Black families, especially a Black woman dominating the family, they are not going to let Grant get with a Mormon woman, right? Because of what we know as Black people about the Mormon faith. I feel like his mom and his sisters and his aunt are going to have issues with TT's faith and her beliefs. So I think they're going to be the scapegoat. I think Grant's going to be like, oh, we had a conversation and my family was just like, and I'm starting to think, I think he's going to use it that way and never like really say the moment you told me how strict your family was, I knew you wasn't it because men never take accountability, right? They're going to pass the buck. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think she's going to be the hometown elimination, and Zoe and Juliana are going to be at the end. They're going to go to the fantasy suites. I don't know who that man is picking. I don't know who that man is picking. This season is so all over the place. I don't know what's going on. But what I do know is that those executive producers are not going to come back next season, child. Baby, the tea has been released. And I knew something was happening because of how Jen's season went. So because we got to get out of here, I'm just going to give you the cliff notes. So apparently the environment on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette has been extremely abusive because of the people who are left in charge. Everybody thought getting rid of Mike Fleiss, that was going to remove all of the drama and all of the terribleness that was happening on set. However, it is alleged that the two new executive producers who took his place are even worse than Mike, being allegedly extremely abusive to the cast and crew and forcing Jen to go out there and sit with that funny looking man that played in her face and watch that proposal all over again. And everybody was telling the EPs that this was not a smart thing to do. However, they forced everybody's hand and still did it. And so I am just saying maybe that's why The Bachelorette is not coming back right away, because I think they're going to first start restructuring that show, and then they're going to move on to The Bachelor, because the network had such an issue with Mike and all of that fallout and had to pay a heavy price, allegedly, for, all of the things that Mike did in their name. So they don't want that again. So I believe that those EPs are on the chopping block, and that probably in 2026, a lot of these shows are going to look a lot different production-wise. That's all I have to say. What do you guys have to say? Let's get into it. Leela said, Grant don't care about the Mormon stuff. He loves that girl. Guys, when she was telling him about her faith and how conservative her family is, I don't know. I think she's going to get, because also she's not, you know what? She might put out, I don't know. But Grant want to take Zoe and Juliana to the fantasy suites. That's, I think that's what's going on. I don't know if Mormon girl is going to put out, or she might let him soak. But whatever she's going to do, she's probably going to take that as, oh, we're really together. And I think him as a man who's not serious, well, I don't think he's going to make that decision. Mel Ron said, yes, that's all Grant talks about. He sees them as conduits to his kids. Very weird. Very, very weird. Megan said, Grant and Serafina have friendship vibes. I was surprised she made it as far as she did. I was surprised by that makeup session. I'm like, this is real. It's getting a little X-rated. Sonia Lee said he has no chemistry with none of the ladies, no charisma, nothing, because he's not there for them. He's there for his music career. I liked her. I really, really enjoyed her. I'm surprised that she got cut. Sarah said they cut this season, and I understand why. The season is so dry, and I don't really have a favorite. I'm rooting for it. Yep. It's let's just get to paradise soon. I agree. I think he eliminated women who really liked him. Guys, Grant is not serious. He's not finding a wife on this show. That's not going to happen. Miss Brown Sugar said, I like Grant, but I can't trust his judgment. He ain't ended up with nobody by after the final rose. I agree. In shambles, and she did not care. The only time Carolina cared is when she knew, when the girls kept on going and talking to Grant, she knew her time was up. So she all of a sudden got a heart and started caring about her relationship with Gina. Girl, you knew you was going home. She played her cards right. She was just like, I don't care. And she walked up them steps. She was just like, yes, I'm evil. I'm mean. And I'm going to take Grant away. Like, she didn't care. That's how you're supposed to be on this show. That's how you're supposed to be on this show. Unapologetically, Romel said this season is just not giving anything, in my opinion. I don't see a real connection. Yeah, because he's not there for a wife. He is not there for a wife. Pepe said, talking about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, if Bose really wants a baby, she needs to go the Ebony route, not making a man. Ebony. Oh, yes. Not make a man make her look like a desperate dummy. I hate when successful Black women settle for scraps. I just wish the way she was introed, I just did not think that this was going to be her storyline. I'm a little gagged. I will say this. Um, Unapologetically, Romel said, I understand that is the game. They should have got their own time too. Well, a lot of them have talked about it in previous seasons that production doesn't allow them to go because they want to make them upset, right? And so the girls don't get upset at production, they get upset at each other. And it's so stupid. But we actually don't know what happened when, like, we don't know what the relationship looked like because we didn't get everything. You know what I mean? So there could have been a lot of stuff going on and we just didn't see it. Because for him to have her here at this late in the game when we didn't see a lot going on with them, something had to happen. Something had to happen. That's what's missing. There's no chemistry. He don't have no charisma. Nobody, we don't believe that he really likes anybody. It's not, it just, we don't believe it. So we're not like involved like we normally are. Oh, he absolutely doesn't want Dina. He absolutely doesn't want Dina. If Carolina didn't get into it with all the girls, I think she would still be there. He seemed a tad hesitant with Dina when Dina was talking about her ambitions and her career. Well, he's not attracted to Dina. He's not attracted to Dina at all. AV, hey, said, hi, guys. Karen, convicted Huger. I have thoughts. I'm out, guys. When are we talking Real Housewives of Botanic moderators? The Real Housewives of Potomac moderators, please let me know so I tune in right on time. Go to the beginning of the video, AV. That's what we talked about it. Oh, Joseph Smith. Thank you. I was close. What did I say? Did I say Joseph? I think I was close. I think so too. I think the Mormonism and conservatism is going to be what gets her out. You know what? I just thought about Juliana's family. I just thought about that Italian American family from Boston. Y'all, it might be Zoe. It might be Zoe. It might be Zoe and a Mormon at the end. Is he going? Grant, you cannot have sex with a Mormon. You cannot. She gonna think that's more. Child. At this point, I think that Zoe might be the one he picks. Because Juliana, that conversation that she was having with her dad, that clip that we got, it was giving jungle fever. You know that scene right before the Italian men went out and started finding black men to beat up? Do y'all remember that? I vividly remember that. Because I should not have been watching it. Again, 90s parents. Why was I watching Jungle Fever as a child? Why did I watch that movie? Anyway, it was really giving that conversation that Annabella Sciorra, the guy that played her father, it was really giving that conversation that he had with her about her wanting to be with a black man. Child, I don't know. Miss Patrick said, there is no way it will go well. Born and raised Mormons don't even measure up to LDS church. Ain't no way a black man from Child, are we going to talk about it on this cookie cutter show? Thank you for bringing that up, Sonia Lee. Why the hell has she never said something about her religion earlier? She would have been gone already. Like, for her to get this far and then say, I just want to let you know, girl, you should have been said that. But you probably feel like you would have been cut because you would have. You would have. Megan said, I can see production choosing next year's Bachelorette from someone cast on this year's Bachelor in Paradise. I will see that too. And I only think that just because I think there's going to be a shakeup production-wise before that show even starts filming. Yes, thank you for you know what? I need you to be in every Bachelorette live, every Bachelor and Bachelorette live, because you be remembering stuff I'll be forgetting. So Yuli says she wants her kids to grow in good faith, grow in the faith. She would have to convert him, and I don't think yes, that's another thing. He is going to have to convert, and I think that's another thing that his family is going to bring up, and he's going to bring up that conversation and why he cannot pick her. Sarah said, I recently did research on Mormonism, and they used to promote that people were born in yes, with darker skin because were neutral in a war against God and Satan. So yeah, no. I think with what's happened with Jen's season, I don't think those men will be on Paradise. We will see. If they are on Paradise, it's going to be the men in the beginning, like the men we didn't get to know. That's what I think, Onika. Irene said it seems like Grant was indecisive until the very last minute. A mess. Yeah. And like, we still don't know. Do he really like these people? It's weird. Average Aspect said they need to start hiring a team of astrologers before they confirm this type of casting. It's all in the stars. It got to be in something, child. Jasmine91 said, I would hope production will encourage him to pick either TT or Zoe. Latia? How was your name Latia and you Mormon? Am I reading that too ethnically? Shout out to her dad's, is her dad Hawaiian? Shout out to his Hawaiian genes. I would have never known that girl had a white mama. Them Hawaiian genes said everybody else, everybody white to the back of the bus. We're taking over here. Unapologetically, Romel said he better not. I heard they don't like black people. We will see. We will see. Sonia Lee said, I saw a scene where he kissed Juliana and his dad was like, did you just kiss my daughter? Yeah, it's very much given Jungle Fever. Hey, give me shelter. Girl, I'm about to get out of here. Thank you for being here. El Boogie said, for the life of me, I cannot remember this Jen girl. Jen, she was the first Asian bachelorette. She's the first Asian bachelorette. You don't remember Chad? Child. Anyway, on that note, your girl gotta go. Thank you all so much for joining me. Give me a couple of minutes. I'm going to put the timestamps in the video, and I will see you tomorrow for, you know what? I think I'm going to talk about WAGs. Y'all want to talk about WAGs tomorrow? I think I'm going to talk about WAGs and Drag Race. What else? Is there another show that I'm missing? Yeah, let's talk about WAGs and Drag Race. Let's do that tomorrow. If there's another show that I'm missing, hit me up on Instagram and let me know. But I think that's it. Just WAGs and Drag Race. There's nothing else. Yeah, those will be the lives tomorrow. I want to try to do them very early, depending on how my day goes. I do not know. Just know if I'm on the East Coast, you're going to get earlier lives. If I'm on the West Coast, they might be late evening. I'm trying my best. I'm trying. Oh, thank you, traders. You know what? Yeah, okay. Love at the Lockup. I want to start that next week because the new season hasn't started, right? Doesn't it start this Friday? Let me know. Let me know. You're welcome, Pepe. You're welcome. Yes, but we have to talk about WAGs. We have to talk about Young, Famous, and African. And you know what? Do I want to talk about Traders? Because Traders is coming on again. We'll see. Traders might be so good, I might need to talk about it. So these are the three that might happen tomorrow. Young, Famous, and African, Traders, and WAGs. I'm so glad I saw that, JK. I was like, Kim, now you know. You know. Okay, so those three. Young, Famous, and African, Traders, and WAGs. We'll talk about those. I might just do a separate video for WAGs because I feel like it's going to be a lot of cultural commentary in that. No. One of them got to be separate. I'll figure it out. Anyway, I love y'all. Have a good night. I will put the timestamps in, and I will see you tomorrow. Hi. Love you. I feel like falling in love.